Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to weekly Buddhist news in English on Phật online channels. There are 9 major news of the week. Hanoi, announcement calling for helping people in the flood areas in central provinces. Ho Chi Minh City official opening of Huệ Hưng Ordination SIMA in Buddhist year 2564. Hanoi seminar Buddhist heritage dating back to Lý Dynasty with 1010 years of Thăng Long, Hanoi, 1010-2020. Conference on Knowledge of Environmental Protection and Climate Change Response. Vietnam Buddhist Sangha assigned the Central Committees of Cultures to host the photography competition Buddhist Alive. Preparatory meeting on Science Forum series promoting the ascent and Buddhist symbolism in social life through traditional handicraft villages in Vietnam. Quảng Nam, online Buddhist information channel enter sponsorship with Quảng Nam Buddhist Information Communication Section. Announcement and award to compositions of literary, art, and news coverage on PIETY contest in 2020. Kiên Giang Katina Mantra offering in 2020 organized at Rạch Sỏi Pagoda. And the following are the news in details.
Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administration Council number 228 TBHDTS Socialist Republic of Vietnam, Independence, Freedom, Happiness, Hanoi, October the 14th, 2020. Announcement calling for helping people in the flooded areas in central provinces. To Central Committee of Social Charity Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, City and Provincial Committees of Social Charity Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Through public media, we come to know that in recent days, due to the bad influences of Storm number 6 and Storm number 7, causing severe floods in central provinces, making tremendous damages for people, properties, crops, leading people's life in the natural disaster areas very difficult, especially the lack for food and necessities. With the compassion spirit of Buddhism, tradition of helping one another of our people, Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha suggests that the Central Committee of Social Charity, committees of social charity from cities and provinces, to mobilize monks and nuns from monasteries, pagodas, and laity Buddhist followers to donate money, goods, and necessities to be sent to people in the heavily affected flood areas to overcome the difficulties and stabilize their lives soonest. The esteemed committees can organize delegations to go to the site of natural disaster areas or work with the Central Committee Vietnam Fatherland Front, Committee Vietnam Fatherland Front of cities and provinces to send goods of relief. At each site of relief, delegations should contact the Provincial Committee of Administration of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha for assistance. In some places, traffic roads were seriously damaged. Traffic was interrupted, moving around is very difficult and limited. Therefore, the esteemed committee should organize relief goods compact, effective, and meet the urgent, immediate needs of people there. Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha wishes to share the grief and losses of the people and Buddhist followers in the flooded areas and wishes to share condolence with the victim families of the last fatal flood. For any support, please kindly contact Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Office Number 1, Quang Sư Pagoda, 73 Quang Sư Street, Hoàng Kim District, Hanoi City. Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Office Number 2, Quảng Đức Monastery, 294 Nam Kỳ Khởi Nghĩa Street, Ward 8, District 3, Ho Chi Minh City. Wishing the esteemed committee immeasurable peace, successful Buddhist activities. On behalf of the Standing Committee, Chairman, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân.
On the mornings of October 13, 2020, at the HIS office of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in Ho Chi Minh City, the schooling communicated at Vietnam National Temple solemnly conducted the opening ceremonies of Huệ Hưng Ordination, SIMA in Buddhist year 2564 Solar Calendar 2020.
In witness, it were honored to have Most Venerable Thích Trí Quảng, head of the organizing committee of the Huệ Hưng Ordination SISMA, Most Venerable Yoshimitsu Deji, former chairman of the Germany Pearland Buddhist Society, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân, chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, Most Venerable Thích Minh Thông, nominated lawyer, and the Religious Clergy Organizing Committee, retrocession among the attendees. Most Venerable Thích Thiện Tâm, Vice Director of the Organizing Committee of the Huệ Hưng Ordination SISMA, delivered the opening speech, and Most Venerable Thích Lệ Trang, head of the retrocession of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in Ho Chi Minh City, proclaimed the biography of the late Elder Most Venerable Thích Huệ Hưng, the title of Huệ Hưng Ordination SISMA. Most Venerable Thích Huệ Hưng was born in 1917 and passed away in 1990 with 46 years in Dharma service. His Dharma moniker Ngộ Trí belonged to the 39th generation of Lâm Tế meditation lineage. He was a disciple of Patriarch Vạn An Sa-đéc in the secular name of Nguyễn Thanh Chẩm. He served in the Bảo Đại Emperor's second year. He was a reverend monk of the modern Buddhist Sangha that had a lot of merit for the Dharma and have played many important roles in the Sangha before and after 1975. Life of monks whose study and practice of the late Most Venerable were very modest, strictly observing the precepts, promoting Buddhist Dharma. Through education in the South, the Most Venerable was invited to be the teacher at many Mahayana disciplines, transmitting the Dharma precepts, teaching and working on many valuable translation works. His stupa was built in Đại Tòng Lâm in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu. The representative of the 772 ordained novices who attended the Huệ Hưng Ordination SISMA offered a vow. After taking the precept, we monks and nuns will always respect the precept as our life, always strictly observe the precept, solemnly live a pedagogical life, diligently cultivating the sacred scriptural days and nights. We would get close to the knowledge in order to progress towards the cultivation of karma, well worthy of being a disciple of the Buddha. In the advisory words, Most Venerable Thích Trí Quảng emphasized on his good fortune to be human and to be a monk. Novices at the ordination SISMA pass the test, then they should sincerely, diligently, and urgently take the permissible precepts in their ascetic practice to become venerable monks. The Most Venerable hoped that the monk would respect the Dharma precept, maintain their posture so that they are always pure, step-by-step generate wisdom, and engage in the Dharma path with a pure mind. In the Bistro, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân also praised the solemnity of the ordination SISMA and wished the Huệ Hưng Ordination SISMA to be successful. Most Venerable, the chairman, also reminded the disciples to be more diligent, maintain the solemn precepts, and practice the virtuous self-will and self-interest, like virtue of the Most Venerable Huệ Hưng, who did it and achieved it.
On the mornings of October 9, 2020, at Quán Sứ Pagoda, HANOI City, the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, in association with the Institute for Religious Study under the Vietnam Academy of Social Science, held a scientific seminar, Buddhist Heritage dates back to Lý Dynasty with the 1010th anniversary of Thăng Long, Hanoi, 1010, 2020.
In witness, it was honored to have Most Venerable Thích Thanh Nhiễu, Permanent Vice Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, Venerable Thích Đức Thiện, Vice Chairman and Secretary General of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, Most Venerable Thích Thanh Đạt, Chairman of the Science Council, Vietnam Buddhist Studies in Hanoi, Venerable Thích Thọ Lạc, member of the Secretariat of the Administrative Council, head of the Cultural Committee of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, and the reverend men from Buddhist Administrative Council. Among the attendants, there were representatives of the central departments and professors, doctors, leading researchers in the history of Buddhism in the Lý dynasty. Most Venerable Thích Thanh Nhiêu spoke in the opening speech. The Lý reigned, the Lý dynasty existed for more than 200 years, from 1009 to 1225 with 9 kings. During this period, the nation of Đại Việt flourished in all fields. In particular, with the devotion of the emperors, the noblemen have made Buddhism the basis of social ideology, a guideline for self-reliant vitality, independent spirit of the people. The contributions of Buddhism in the Lý period up to now have been gradually clarified in many dimensions. Nevertheless, the clarification of the tangible and intangible values and heritage of this period is becoming increasingly necessary, because this is not only to honor Buddhism in the Lý dynasty, but also more importantly how to inherit and promote the values of Buddhist heritage in the Lý dynasty in the context of current integration. After the associate Dr. Chu Văn Tuấn had given a speech to lead the seminar, the chairman facilitated the seminar. There were 10 essay presentations from the Venerable Men's professors, doctors, and leading researchers to clarify more about the Lý dynasty in general and the Lý reign Buddhism in particular, bringing about many findings. Indeed, King Lý Thái Tổ moved the capital from Hoa Lư to Đại La, currently Thăng Long, opened a true Vietnamese Buddhism, a unified Vietnamese Buddhism. The appearance of many outstanding high-ranking men positively contributed to the nation and the people. On the occasion of 1010th anniversary of Thăng Long, Hanoi, 10-10-2020, 66 years of liberating the capital, Welcome City Party Congress in Hanoi for the 17th time. On the evening of October 9, 2020, the Venerable Buddhist Sangha held the Quảng Chiếu Lantern Lighting Fiesta at Trấn Quốc Pagoda to pay tribute to the merits of their predecessors who made great contributions to the country's construction and defense throughout the nation's history, to pray for the nation's peace, peaceful world, prosperous country, pandemic dissipating, and the equanimity to the people.
On the mornings of October 12, 2020, at the Trade Union Guest House in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province, a training section on knowledge of environmental protection and climate change response took place of religious dignitary in the province.
Attending the ceremony, there were Mr. Ngô Sách Thực, Vice Chairman of the Central Committee of Vietnam Fatherland Front, Head of the Steering Committee of the Training Program on Knowledge of Environment Protection and Response to Climate Change, Mr. Phạm Văn Tấn, Deputy Director of the Department of Climate Change, Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, Mr. Nguyễn Văn Thanh, Member of the Central Committee of Vietnam Fatherland Front, Head of the Religious Committee of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee, and the invited religious leader. Speaking at the opening, Mr. Ngô Sách Thực emphasized the role and importance of environmental protection, climate change response, as well as the purpose of the conference, which is to foster and train in the environmental protection knowledge and climate change response. Mr. Phạm Văn Tấn also said Vietnam is one of the countries heavily affected by climate change. The Mekong Delta North Valley is one of the 3 deltas that suffer the most. Recognizing the current situation, Vietnam has been proactive and initiative in responding to climate change for many years, together with the international community. This training conference aims to update, exchange, and discuss knowledge and skill to respond to climate change, mitigate the greenhouse effect, develop religions in environmental protection, and coping with climate change, all of which should contribute to change perceptions, behaviors, and habits of the community for the country's sustainable development. Mr. Nguyễn Văn Thanh added that the workshop also provided disaster scenarios on climate change, strategic mindset, legal policies, and action programs on climate change in Vietnam, promoting the role of relations in environmental protection and climate change response, thereby giving measures and skills to respond to climate change, protect the environment, and reduce risks of natural disasters. In the afternoon of the same day, the conference organizing committee and religious leaders together exchange, discuss, share experience, summarize the environmental protection and climate change responses and practices in the upcoming time.
On the celebrations of 1,010 years of Thăng Long, Hanoi, and 712 years of Emperor Buddha Trần Nhân Tong's Nirvana, the founder of Trúc Lâm Zen 13/8/2020, Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha had assigned central committees of coaches to organize the photography competition, Buddhism and Life. The competition has four main themes: Vietnamese Buddhist agriculture, worship rituals of Vietnamese Buddhism, Trúc Lâm Zen sect, Buddhist activity in life, through which international friends and people in the whole Vietnam can know and understand the beautiful landscape and cultural heritage remains of Vietnamese Buddhist architecture.
Participating in the ceremony, there were Most Venerable Thích Thanh Nhiễu, Vice Parliament Chairman of Administration Council Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Venerable Thích Đức Thiện, Vice Chairman cum Secretary General of the Administration Council Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Venerable Thích Thọ Lạc, Head of Central Culture Committee Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Venerable Thích Minh Hiền, Vice Parliament Head of Standing Central Culture Committee Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Venerable Thích Minh Quang, Member of the Administration Council, Deputy Head of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Office 1, together with men and nuns in the organizing committee. The contest is open for the Vietnamese as well as foreigners who have lived in Vietnam, age 18 and older. Photographs submitted to the contest can be colorful or black and white. Each participant can submit up to 10 works with resolution of 300 dpi, minimum size of 3,000 pixels. As for Trúc Lâm Buddhist set, encourages photograph works should be about Trúc Lâm Buddhism shot in Yên Tử, especially the architectural complexes, landscapes, historical heritage, Am Ngoạn Vân, Đông Triều, Quảng Ninh Province. The contest judge board includes Venerable Thích Minh Hiền, Vice Standing Head of Culture Committee of Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Head of Organization Board, Venerable Thích An Đạt, and photographic artist Bùi Hỏa Tiễn, Việt Thanh, Việt Văn. The closing and awarding ceremony is scheduled to be on December the 1st, 2020 at Am Ngoạn Vân, Đông Triều, Quảng Ninh Province. The photo exhibition will be at Văn Miếu Quốc Tử Giám from December 25th, 2020 to December 31st, 2020.
On the mornings of October 12, 2020, at the Cultural Event Centers of the Old Town Hanoi Study Office 1, Culture Sections of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha held a preparatory meeting for a series of events, scientific seminars promoting the essence of symbolism of Buddhism in social life through traditional craft villages in Vietnam. The acquisitions of artifacts bearing the Buddhist symbols of the traditional craft village and the event to review Buddhist affairs in 2020 of the Vietnam Buddhist Cultural Committees were planned to take place within a week starting from November 9, 2020.
Attending the meeting were Venerable Thích Thọ Lạc, Head of the Culture Section of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Venerable Thích Minh Đăng, Chief Secretary of the Culture Section, Venerable Thích Minh Tường, Vice Chief of the Office of Culture, Master Nun Thích Đồng Hòa, Member of the Culture Section, Master Nun Thích Giác Ân, Member of the Culture Section of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Among the invited guests, there were also representatives of departments and journalists of some newspapers and magazines to run the news coverage for the event. Venerable Thích Thọ Lạc listed the topic of scientific seminars, topics that goes into the focus, promoting the Buddhist essence and symbolism through traditional craft villages in Vietnam. The delegates were enthusiastic to contribute ideas and later the scientists and the travelist entrepreneurs would prepare essay presentations. The artifact brought to the exhibition by craft village shown have traditional culture. This is a practical activity of the Vietnam Buddhist culture section to promote the Buddhist tradition, which is deeply rooted in the Vietnamese culture identity, with the policy of Buddhism accompanying the nation.
On the afternoon of October 10, 2020, at the office of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Quảng Nam Province, Đạo Nguyên Pagoda, a signing ceremony of communication sponsorship were held between the Phật sự online channel PSO and the provincial Buddhist Information and Communication section.
In witness, it was honored to have Most Venerable Thích Thiện Thành, member of the Administrative Council, head of the Provincial Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn, Parliament member of the Administrative Council, Vice Head of the Central Section of Information and Communication, Parliament Deputy Editor-in-Chief and General Secretary of the Buddhist Culture magazine, Phật sự Online Channel, Editor-in-Chief. Venerable Thích Phước Nghiêm, member of the Administrative Council, Vice Head of the Standing Committee of the Central Layperson Council, member of the Phật sự Online Channel Management Board. Venerable Thích Minh Ân, Deputy Editor-in-Chief of Phật sự Online Channel, Deputy Secretary General cum Administrative Council of the Buddhist Culture magazine. Venerable Thích Viên Hải, member of Editorial Board of Phật sự Online Channel, head of the Provincial Buddhist Information and Communication section, and reverend men and nuns among the attendants. The ceremony also welcomed the leaders of local authority departments. Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn delivered his opening speech and emphasized the importance of Buddhist media in today's society. Through the Phật sự Online Channel, Quảng Nam Buddhist Television Channel has transmitted the news on Buddhist activities of the home province to men and nuns in the country and the world. The signing ceremony of information support is very meaningful in promptly conveying the news of Buddhist activities in the central region to Hảo NG TV channel, as it is committed that where there is PSO, there is Hảo NG TV. Venerable Thích Viên Hải also reported his achievements over the past half-term. The Venerable hoped to receive more attention and support from dignitaries, men and nuns of PSO General Information Channel and the Central Section of Information and Communication, standing members of the Provincial Vietnam Buddhist Sangha for the development of the provincial media sector. Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn signed a media sponsorship agreement with Venerable Thích Viên Hải, and Venerable Thích Minh Ân wrote down the decision number 45 QDPSO dated October 9, 2020 on additional recruitment of 5 staff members of editorial board for Phật sự Online Channel. In words of blessing, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Thành acknowledged and praised the Information and Communication section of Quảng Nam Province for their best efforts to serve in recent years. With the signing of this media sponsorship, the Information and Communication section of Quảng Nam Buddhism will increasingly promote the Buddhist affairs in the province as well as news of Buddhism in the central region. Buddhist activities should be well presented in the news coverage and propagated further to popularize the men and nuns, Buddhist laypersons at home and abroad.
The Information and Communication sections of Quảng Nam Provincial Vietnam Buddhist Sangha held a ceremony to announce the award prize to the winners of the contest Composition of Literature, Art and New Coverage of PIETY in 2020 at the office of Provincial Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Đạo Nguyên Pagoda, Tam Kỳ City on the evening of October 10, 2020.
In witness, it was honored to have Most Venerable Thích Thiện Thành, member of the Administrative Council, head of the Quảng Nam Province of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn, permanent member of the Administrative Council. Vice Editor-in-Chief and Secretary of the Editorial of Vietnam Buddhist Culture Magazine, Editor-in-Chief of Phật online channel with monks and nuns inside and outside the province. The leaders of local departments and a large number of Buddhists are also among the attendants. Venerable Thích Viên Hải, head of this organizing committee, delivered opening speech, and he said that the contests are about honoring filial piety and national culture traditions, encouraging the author to compose in expressing gratitude to those who have made merit to Dharma with the country, contributes to building the flourishing and sustainable Vietnamese society. This is the second time that Quảng Nam Province of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, its information and communication section, has had to contest about filial piety, which has attracted many contestants, including professional writers and journalists. In particular, in the context of the COVID-19 epidemic of unfavorable impacts on the participation and organization of the contest, the organizing committee still received over 500 entries about the filial piety of the domestic and foreign authors. The organizer has selected 24 works to award the first, second, and third, and consolidation prizes. The other 3 filial piety prizes were awarded to the real character, real filial example in special circumstances reflected in the entries. Most Venerable Thích Thiện Thanh bestowed and proclaimed the merit of the devotees and put it in the information and communication section, the organizing committee, and the jury of the contest. The organizer also honored some filial example and organized a talk show with Dr. Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn and Dr. Đoàn Thị Hoa on the topic Education of Filial Piety in Modern Society. The award ceremony ended with many emotions from the attendees and the author who won the prizes.
In the atmosphere of Katila Mantle offering ritual in Theravada Buddhism Temple on the mornings of October 11 to 20 at Rashoi Pagoda, Kiên Giang Province, the monks solemnly held the ritual of Katila Mantle to offer robe to monks after 3 months of Vasa in Buddhist year 2564 solar calendar 2020. According to the traditional ritual of Theravada Buddhism, involving the participation of all local monks and Buddhists.
In witness, I was honored to have Most Venerable Trần Phương, member of the Administrative Council of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, member of the Provincial Standing Section, Chairman of the Buddhist Society of Interdistrict, Hà Tiên Kiên Lương Sang Thành, Master Monk of Rashoi Pagoda, and all the resident monks. It is known that the Kathina mantle offering ritual originated when the Buddha was still alive, bearing a very profound meaning, showing kindness in supporting the Sangha, creating great joy in the fiesta for the Buddhist life persons at home. And at the same time, the mantle offering also reminds the sentient beings, both monks and lay people, to remember and cherish with the hearts of the faithful followers. The Kathina ceremony was held after the men's retreat ended. Theravada Buddhism often held after the Vasa. This is from the full moon in May to the full moon of the 8th lunar month in the Vietnamese lunar calendar. Realizing the importance of mantle offering for Kathina worship after 3-month retreat, the family Danh Thành Thị Mira, benefactor together with the sponsors in Ho Chi Minh City, dedicated Kathina mantles to the monks. After the ritual of giving robes and mantles, the monks chanted the praying blessings for Buddhist families, and at the same time, the Buddhists dedicated their blessings to their relatives.
Dear venerable monks and nuns, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, the last news has signed up to quickly newsreel. Thanks for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next programs on psotv channel. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.